Okay, now what is your name and where are you from?
My name is Anna, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
I know it's a little whiles away.
I like Atlanta. It's cool.
It's a cool spot, yeah.
I love the medieval times.
What?
The medieval times.
Oh yeah, that's not only in Atlanta; it's everywhere. That's like
really?
all like south, yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been there a few times myself.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, now what can you tell me about Atlanta?
I think that it is a great place. In certain areas, like there's like Buckhead, which is like super white conservative and like.
I heard about that.
Yeah, Buckhead is not where you want to fuck with, but like anywhere outside of Buckhead is like pretty chill, especially like Grant Park area. Like that's where it's at. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on College Park?
On College Park in Atlanta?
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I think it's a really dope place in Atlanta. I grew up in like Buckhead area, so that's what I have to compare it to, and Buckhead sucks. So.
I had a homie who always complained about Buckhead.
Yeah, I'm
He
sure.
said there's like cops there all the time, but
There's
like they don't
not
care
only
about.
cops there all the time, but there's also just like it's just a lot of racist white people that think that it's okay to still live out their conservative dream.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now what were your first impressions coming here to New York?
Coming here to New York,
Yeah.
honestly, I love it. I think the sense of community is here, and I was born here. I don't remember it though. I moved when I was so young. But yeah, I think it's a really wonderful place. I love it. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, now what do you miss about Atlanta?
Compared to here,
Yeah.
I miss nothing because I'm getting every aspect of Atlanta that I want to get. I'm getting here.
What about the Southern hospitality?
I mean, honestly, that's not even a thing. Like I don't even know. I want to say I'm missing it though.
You don't miss the accents.
No, absolutely not.
You don't miss how people call each other shorty.
No.
All right, now, so what brought you to New York?
I'm actually touring colleges.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you got in mind?
All art schools, so SVA, Cooper Union, Pratt. Those are like the big three.
Okay, cool. Now, so you're here temporarily then?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you hope to come back a little bit more permanently?
Absolutely. I think I'm gonna go to school here. That's my goal.
Okay, cool. All right, now let's ask some. Oh, let's get into the dating questions. I forgot
All right,
about
let's
that.
do it.
Okay, first impressions. Let's just say like a dude asks you out, right? You
Okay.
tell him no, and he sees you again 2 months later. You give him a second chance. Can he convince you? Can a man convince a woman?
A lot of things play into that question. Like, can a man convince you? Honestly, like, and it's fucked up. It's a lot of like if they're attractive or not.
Right.
Like, there's like that whole thing where it's like if an ugly guy says one thing, it gets one reaction, and then if a really attractive guy says the exact same thing, it gets the complete opposite reaction. So, but with me personally, like probably yes. I would say yes.
Can you describe an attractive man to me?
I mean, I'm really tall, so somebody that's really tall, taller than me ideally.
What are we talking here? 6'3" and above?
Well, I'm 6'1", so ideally 6'1" and above. I've dated guys that are shorter than me, and I've been with guys that are shorter than me, but it's definitely preferred that they're taller. Yeah.
Wow. So you got like a small pool of people.
I do. It's unfortunate.
Okay, now next
Because
question.
it's also really intimidating for a lot of guys that I'm really tall.
Yeah. It's also attractive too sometimes.
I don't know.
mean, you get noticed like more easily.
Absolutely.
Like a short person will get lost in the crowd.
Absolutely.
You just stand out. I was like, wow, look at her. She's tall. All right, now, what about the way a man dresses? How important is that to you?
Definitely clothes that fit or like relatively fit. Like I wouldn't want to like fuck with somebody that was in like extremely tight skinny jeans or like extremely baggy like 2000s-esque jeans. Like I just want somebody that dresses for their body type and for like the kind of person that they are.
Right. So it doesn't matter if he's wearing all Walmart clothes?
Absolutely not, as long as they fit him and like he has like a certain kind of aesthetic that he's going for, and he's clearly committed to it, I guess.
Yes. Okay. Next question. What are your thoughts on men approaching women in public spaces like this? Let me just first say, half of the people seem to say women come here just to enjoy the fresh air, leave them alone, don't bother them. The other half are saying, yeah, she's cute, I need to go after her, you gotta shoot your shot. Where do you stand on that?
Somewhere in the middle. I think that it's not okay to catcall women. I don't think it's okay to be like, oh, like, damn, shawty, like, you're fine as fuck. Like, I think that is like, I think that's crude and it's unnecessary. I think if you're interested in somebody that you're seeing just on the street, I think you should approach them, have a conversation, see if you can get to the point where it's an okay point in conversation to ask the question of like, hey, like, do you want to go get drinks, or like, do you want to go get something to eat? But just to like blatantly be like catcalling or just like aggressively putting yourself in a situation of assertion as a guy, that's definitely a turn off for all girls. Like, no girl wants to just be like objectified in that way, you know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely like work towards a conversation and then see where that goes. Don't ever assume a girl is single. Don't ever assume a girl is looking for like a fuck. Don't ever assume a girl is looking for like anything, honestly. And just like approach with caution, if we're being completely honest. Yeah.
Now, can you raise one example or a recent example of a man who said something to you that you vibed with? Like, you heard him say that and you're like, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. Let me give him a chance.
I mean, honestly, like I was saying.
You get opposed to that? You seem like someone.
I do.
Okay. But you got plenty of examples to draw from.
Yeah. So like recently, like a guy had an Atlanta shirt on, and he was talking, and then I was like, wait, are you from Atlanta? And he said yes. And like that's something that like find common ground with the person that you're talking with is like the number one way of like getting somebody like interested is like find common ground. Like that's the number one thing. Yeah.
Okay, now tell me about a wrong method that you've seen recently or heard of.
A wrong method is to call somebody out on any like physicality, like anything that you find physically beautiful. Like that's probably like an off spot. Like no girl is going to like be interested and be intrigued if you're like, oh my gosh, like your long legs, I fucking love them. Like that's not anything that a girl wants to hear. It automatically creates like a fight or flight because we're so used to like this rape culture and like all of that. Like it just immediately causes like a pit in your stomach. So I think definitely don't call out physicalities in a way of getting any kind of conversation started. That's just like the worst way to do it, in my opinion.
What about like something that I hear very often is you have beautiful eyes?
That one, it's just one of those things where it's like,
depends who does it, right? If it's a cute guy, it's cool.
See, that's part of the thing. That's what I'm saying. Is it's such a divide of like, if the person finds you attractive, like you're gonna get one response. If they don't find you attractive, you're gonna get no response.
Yeah.
I think you have beautiful eyes. It's one of those things where it's like iffy. It's really a hit or miss. There's some girls that would like that would flock to that, and other girls that wouldn't.
So basically, people shouldn't think too much about what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
Because if you look bad, or if you present yourself in a bad way, then it's not gonna matter what you say.
Yeah.
But if you look like somebody that a likable person,
just like the number one thing should be like try to make yourself look like clean cut.
Yeah.
Like just don't. Honestly, like my number one thing is like if a guy looks confident and approaches me, like they have a much better shot of anything than a guy that's like unsure of himself or is like just screaming about some aspect of their physicality.
Right. Okay, now next question. I already asked you about approaching women in public, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now online dating, what are your thoughts?
It depends on what kind of online dating. I think that like Tinder is like one of those very iffy spots where, again, like my main thing is like don't assume a girl is there for any one thing. Like don't think that it's just for like a quick fuck, and also don't assume that it's for a long-term relationship. Like you have to ask these questions and you have to make it known what your intentions are.
Do you use any of those?
I've used Tinder in the past, but I found that it's like it's a strange place to try to find people because it typically is people just looking for like a one-night stand or a long-term relationship. No like friends with that. Like I feel like anything in the middle is kind of not heard of when it comes to like Tinder or that kind of thing.
Now, what are you looking for in a profile when you're looking at men's profiles? Do you even read the profiles? Or you just look at the pictures?
Absolutely. I think like my whole thing is like I'll swipe left on everybody that I find unattractive. If I find them like immediately attractive, then I'll go through all of the pictures and then I'll go through the bio and what it says about them as a person. I try to look for like humor. Height is another like big thing, but that's just because of my height. I think it's stupid when girls that are under like 5'9" care about that shit, because it's just kind of like fucking chill. But yeah, I personally look for height, I look for humor, and I look for just like a kind of like openness.
Yeah. So if they're ugly, then you won't even read the profile.
Well, that's the thing, is like sometimes like, especially like super likes is like a big component. This is my homie Steve. Steve.
You reached so far.
No, I still need to pee. I haven't gotten the opportunity to yet.
Oh, were you asking him for a toilet?
Oh yeah, I was earlier.
That sounds strange. However,
I think those bushes.
like along this way.
I think I'm gonna go into the park, into like the kids' park. Okay.
What about that? Those bushes right there. That's what I use.
Just squat, man. Nobody gonna see you.
Beautiful. I'm gonna do that soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I really have to pee.
You don't need to
That'd be awesome.
pee. You sat down. You were so comfortable in the interview.
And I'm gonna be like, wait, where's my watch?
You coming back?
As you said. I'll go now. Okay.
Coming back?
Yeah, if you want me to.
Yeah, of course I do.
All right.
All right. Hope everything comes out all right.